Hada Studios just started taking signups for the second beta test of the GTA gacha game called Neverness Everness. And because of this, the Reddit page is then resuscitated back to life. And we're here to answer the questions that you don't think that you also have, or just react to what has been happening in the Reddit page. I was scrolling through it the other day and found that it's extremely fun. With that, let me show you the wonders of the Redditors in Neverness Everness. Right off the bat, we got a question from a dude named Ricer's Dog asking why the sign-up for Beta Test 2 recruitment for NTE is asking him to give a picture of his feet, specifically his toes, as he said. Obviously, no games are going to ask for this, so I'm going to take a wild guess and say that he probably found an NTR webpage instead of NTE. Also, what in the world does printed and blessed form even mean? Tell me in the comments, because I genuinely don't know. Hopefully, Ricer's Dog didn't give any of his toes away for free. Our next question comes from a dude named Illegitness. His question is, am I going to be able to roleplay as a woman driver in Neverness Everness? Unfortunately, in the beta test 1 of the game, you were not able to absolutely massacre the people on the sidewalks of the game like in GTA games. Because of this question, I suddenly remembered one great quote that I read somewhere, which is, they say that a great example to differentiate a psychopath and a normal person is a normal person would think of ramming the sidewalks while driving, but a psychopath would actually turn and massacre everyone on the sidewalks. I hope Illegitness is neither of these two.
How much signal I need to cut across 8 lane? None? I turn now. Good luck, everybody else!
Back to a lighter topic. This dude named Shishiro89 wants to know when the release date of NTE is going to be. Obviously, we won't be able to know for sure, but looking at the previous data of other gacha games' range of date releases after their last beta test, we could assume that if the current beta test is the last one, then if everything goes well, this current beta test would end at some time around June, then we could get the release of the game after 2 months, around August. But knowing the history of Hada Studios, surely they would want to release the game as perfect as possible, so there is a possibility of having an open beta test right after this to test how much players are going to play in the first week, and if their servers are going to be able to handle the waves of players in the first week of the game. This is important to be able to make the players that actually try the game converted into a religious player for their game. So if we were to have another open beta test at around September, then there is a high chance that we would get to see this game fully released at the end of the year, at around November to December. What do you think? I think I absolutely cook there. Keep in mind that this is just a prediction, and everything could be vastly different. Next, there are people posting changes in the game compared to the first beta test. First and foremost is the scenery. Since they're using Unreal Engine 5, you could expect the graphics to be at least similar to Wuthering Waves. This could also mean that if this game is poorly optimized, our mobile players might have some problems running the game. But I trust in Hada Studios to try to make this game as perfect as possible since they don't want to have another Tower of Fantasy incident on their hands, and I know that it has become a great lesson for them. Other changes include the character visuals. Honestly, I don't think that we would be able to properly compare both of the designs without the actual beta test being released because these are just CG trailers. And I would even argue that these designs are seen even on the video trailers for beta test 1, so I would still take this with a grain of salt. Still, I do think that there will be changes with the visuals because they're using Unreal Engine 5 after all, but I'm not sure if it's going to be that big of a difference from the previous beta test, so fingers crossed on that one. Another question from the community is, where does it curve? Slightly to the left. Oh, okay, wrong community. Lastly, here's a question from me. Why are there no YouTube videos about Neverness Everness, about the types of cars that you can have in the game? Just a random thought, you know. Maybe if I get accepted into the beta test, then I would try to rank every possible car in the game based on my preference and opinion. So, Hada Studios, if you're listening, hi, please give me a beta test quiz. To end this video, I would like to ask you guys if you have something that you're curious about, Neverness Everness Close Beta Test 2. If I find it interesting, maybe I could cover it in my video if I do get accepted on the recruitment beta test. With that, subscribe because I'm very sure that I'll be playing this game for a long time.